Division II gold medal game here at the Hank Rice Soccer Center. It's Ryan Schweitzer along with Britt Marshall bringing you the action between JCVC and the Moose Jaw Element Panthers. The team from Moose Jaw, the Element, in the far court, black jerseys with the white trim. JCVC out of Saskatoon in the forefront of things here, wearing the black jerseys with the red trim. Here we go, Division II gold medal game. Both teams battling hard to get here, and all the marbles on the line in Division II. Moose Jaw will serve first here. Or, nope, looks like JCVC will. All right, we got that squared away. Sierra Leonard to induce play in this Division II final here at the Hank Rice Soccer Center. Saskatoon versus Moose Jaw for all the marbles here in Division II. Play is on. Sent over the net there by Haley Harrison of Moose Jaw. JCVC sends it right back as Jesse Gould was able to get the third hit. Harrison again off the block, through traffic and out of bounds. And it's Moose Jaw out to a quick 1-0 lead. Anna Folk was able to bury that last ball, and she will serve here with her team up 1-0. Moose Jaw striking first here in this gold medal game in this race to 25 in set one. Harrison gets play going. 3 hits for JCVC, blocked at the net by Harrison. And they will get the point as JCVC was on the net. A quick 2-0 lead here for Moose Jaw.
Yeah, she tried to save it, but didn't quite go her way.
Anna Folk. Just over the net, riding the razor's edge. It's not something that players really do on purpose, but it's sure nice when it happens when you're the server.
Yeah, especially when it just trickles over the net and just drops.
That just adds so much of a degree of difficulty to returning the serve. And again, riding the razor's edge on that serve was Folk. JCVC at the net, and Jessie Gould, who looks like she's going to be a strong net presence in this game, ends up sending that into the Moose Jaw end of the court, and JCVC on the board. It's a 3-1 lead early on for Moose Jaw. Serving now for JCVC, Sydney Salmon. Salmon instructed to close the door here to court number 12 before things get going. Safety first for all the athletes involved, and a good heads-up call by the referee. Backcourt played by Folk, recovered by Teixeira, and sent over the net by Brisebois. Now JCVC goes to work. Tipping it over the net is Reese Johnston. And no answer for that on Moose Jaw's end as that's sent out of bounds. 3-2 the lead dwindles for the Moose Jaw Element Panthers in this Tier 2 final. Serving again for JCVC is Sydney Salmon. Salmon sends that to Folk. Holland with it and sent over the net by Teixeira. No answer on the JCVC side. 4-2 lead Moose Jaw.
Tough break for that blocker. Just wasn't tight enough to the net. Couldn't get it done.
Tara Teixeira to serve now for the Element Panthers. Plenty of action going on. This is court 12 and a few athletes making their way off the court. Temporary halting action here. Now Teixeira to serve. Float serve comes in. Played by Salmon and sent over by Gould off the block. And Jessie Gould hammers that off of Morgan Wall to get the side out. And now Gould will serve for JCVC with her team trailing by 1. It's a 4-3 Moose Jaw lead. Gould induces play, played by the libero Madison Ferriton. And hit over the net by Haley Harrison. JCVC responds, sending it back. Folk with it. Ferriton, and that's sent over the net. And sent out of bounds, far side by JCVC, as McKenna Bozer sends that out. Now serving for Moose Jaw, Leanne Brisebois. Brisebois, float serve just a bit too far. Good take by JCVC. 4 serving 5 as McKenna Bozer. Let's play in. Played by Harrison. And pushed over the net by Morgan Waller. Ball lands inbounds. Good heads-up play by Waller to find some vacant courts. And it's a 6-4 lead for Moose Jaw as Haley Harrison makes her way over to serve. Your thoughts on this matchup early on here for the first 10 points?
Boy, yeah. Again, these teams have fought really hard for the entire weekend, so a lot of this final gold medal match here in Div 2 is going to be fighting some fatigue and playing smart and playing for every point.
Reese Johnston to serve for JCVC. 5 serving 6 here. First set, gold medal. Johnston drills that ball over top of everyone. Moose Jaw takes, and now for Moose Jaw, Morgan Waller will serve. 7 serving 5. Waller heaves that ball over. Ball sent up to our neck of the woods here, and it's an 8-5 lead for Moose Jaw. Morgan Waller with a serve that did not get a response from JCVC. 8 serving 5, stray ball on the court, temporarily halting things. And Waller heaves another ball in, played by Bozer. Off the block, good play by Teixeira. Back row, and sending that over is Araz. They're going to set up Teixeira again. Big hit from Teixeira. Diving play by the libero. Player was on the net, it looked like, for JCVC, and it's a 9-5 lead for Moose Jaw on the far court.
Yeah, Moose Jaw's doing a really good job of keeping their serve going and playing tough in the front row.
Morgan Waller serves over everyone. JCVC gets a break. And now serving for them is Christina Oraz. Oraz with her team down by 3, 6 serving 9. Played by Harrison. Set up. And hammering that over the net was Folk. That was off of a JCVC player. And Moose Jaw gets the side out. It'll be 10 serving 6 here. Good presence at the net by Anna Folk, helping her team take a 4-point lead here in this first set. We recover the ball as it sailed over onto an adjacent court. And now serving for Moose Jaw will be Jenna Helland. Helland off the side of the hand. That's got to be a powerless feeling as a server. You know that second that things kind of going a bit south for you.
Yeah, she might have been overthinking that a little too much there.
JCVC now with a chance to claw back into this one. Sierra Leonard will serve. 7 serving 10. Leonard gets that to Harrison. Sent over by Folk. Now JCVC. Far side, hit over the net. Covered by the libero Ferriton. And tipped over, blocked at the net. However, it looked as though double hit was called there. 8 serving 10. We're going to have a substitution as JCVC is going to sub out McKenna Bozer. And coming into play will be Rebecca Sawatsky. 8 serving 10, Sierra Leonard. Leonard into the net. And not a pretty point for Moose Jaw, but they'll take it. 11 serving 8 as Anna Folk makes her way into serve.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a serving match right now. Who can make their serve over and keep it going.
Well, Folk gets that one over with some gusto. Gould at the net. Hits that over top of everyone. Good take in the back row by Folk. Point Moose Jaw, 12-8. Folk off the side of the hand, just careens out of bounds. 12-9. Both teams, I think, still looking to get into a bit of a rhythm here in this championship final.
Yeah, definitely. They're trying to find a rhythm, that's for sure.
Serving now for JCVC is Sydney Salmon. Salmon sends it over, played by Folk. Recovered by Brisebois. Sends that over the net after 2 hits. Now JCVC through the block. Good dig by Folk. And at the net, called on the carry. And it'll be 10 serving 12. Sydney Salmon to serve again. Saskatoon's JCVC against the Moose Jaw Element Panthers. Anna Folk engineers 3 hits. That's hit into the net by Harrison. The block was there for JCVC. They get a point. And JCVC, who's trailed for much of this final, now within a point of tying things up. Sydney Salmon to serve. Ferriton, the libero. They're going to get 3 hits here. Teixeira sends it over. Grabbing that is Sawatsky and sent over the net, but the referee calling something nefarious. He didn't like the set. And 13-11.
Yeah, a little bit of a double contact there on number 9 for JCVC.
Teixeira to serve. And Teixeira finds some vacant court almost, but good recovery by JCVC as it was eventually set over the net by Sawatsky. Far side Harrison. And that set just a little bit too far. There wasn't much Reese Johnson could do with that. She gave it her all, but just in a rough neck of the woods to do anything with that ball. And Teixeira will serve again, 14-11. And JCVC is going to call a timeout, trailing by 3 here after a good start by Moose Jaw.
Yeah, maybe a good opportunity here for Moose Jaw to get on a roll, make some attacks, and JCVC definitely has to get their serve-receive in check here.
Moose Jaw is coached by Joe Gunnis and Sean Gray. And so far, they have to be happy with their start. On the flip side, Paul Mitchelson rallying the troops for JCVC in this 14-11 game. Paul Mitchelson and Sidney Toluchuk, the coaching staff for JCVC. Hank Rise Soccer Center, gold medal, Division II. The Moose Jaw Element Panthers program and JCVC out of Saskatoon. Plenty of volleyball going on here all weekend. See a lot of the players down there fighting to stay cool here as things heating up on the court and around it. And a busy weekend of volleyball culminating here in this gold medal matchup between these two teams. Tara Teixeira to serve. Teixeira winds and delivers. Played by Sydney Salmon. They're going to have to get over on this 3rd hit, and that is sent over by Sierra Leonard. Now Waller helps it over. Recovered and pushed over the net by JCVC. Good heads-up play by Sydney Salmon. And JCVC gets the point as Haley Harrison was unable to get that ball through traffic in the net. And it'll be 12 serving 14 with Jesse Gould to serve for JCVC. (12-14), just sent over the net. Pulled out of bounds and sent over by Anna Folk. Backdoor Sawatsky. Folk. Players hesitate, and that's punched over the net by Jenna Helland. And now JCVC off the block. Helland recovers, and she'll push it over. Quick set by JCVC. Moose Jaw going to use all 3 hits. Harrison just a bit too far, however. Moose Jaw is going to get the point here as on the nets and over the line is JCVC 15-12 now.
Still pretty close here in the first set for JCVC and Moose Jaw.
Leanne Brisebois to serve. Brisebois floats serve that JCVC had a tough time recovering. Just see so many twists and turns on that ball that floated over the net, and a good serve there by Moose Jaw's Leanne Brisebois. 16-12. Brisebois, the lefty, floats another one over. Played by Sawatsky and drilled over. Covered by Harrison. Harrison pushes it over. JCVC using 3 hits. Hit by Sawatsky. Now that time hit by a Roz. Moose Jaw recovers and Harrison sends it over. Bit of a rally going now with these two teams as that's pushed over by Reese Johnston. Hit back by Johnston. Moose Jaw recovers and Anna Folk sends it over. Dug out. Great diving play there by Salmon. Play at the net is inbounds And now the referee is going to want to have a chat with the line official there, as that ball tiptoed along the top of the net. And the point will go to JCVC as it's ruled out of bounds. 14-16. Good rally.
Yeah, definitely. That number 8, she got a good up, and JCVC was going to fight for that point for sure.
McKenna Bozer to serve for JCVC, 13 serving 16. Team captain is going to appeal that last call that didn't go the way of Moose Jaw. Haley Harrison over there. She will relay the message to Coach Joe Gunnis, and with that bit of lobbying out of the way, we're good to go here. 13-16. McKenna Bozer drills that ball over. Folk setting up Harrison. Harrison off the block. And Haley Harrison delivers. 17-13. Moose Jaw Element doing a good job being able to consistently stay out in front of this one. The before-mentioned Haley Harrison to serve. She pounds that ball over just a little bit out of bounds. JCVC recovers. And Reese Johnson to serve. Johnson sends it in. Played by Folk. And the libero, Madison Ferreton, gets it over the net. Now JCVC, 3 hits. Sending it over was a Roz. Moose Jaw recovers. Helland sends it over to Folk. Folk hits it over. JCVC hits it over. Folk recovers. Harrison goes back and tries to keep that in play, but nothing doing. Couldn't get to it in time. And 17-15 the score. JCVC trying to get some of that all-important momentum on their side with Reese Johnson serving. Johnson drills that over the net, played by Leanne Brisebois. They set up Waller. Waller pushes it to the back of the court. It's in, and JCVC, not a good take on that ball as it landed in bounds. Good heads-up play by Waller at the net.
Tough deep attack into zone 1 there.
Morgan Waller to serve now with her team up by 3. Waller just heaves that ball over the net. JCVC's Sydney Salmon digs that out, but just a miscommunication there from JCVC, 19-15. JCVC bringing in Rochelle Schlickmeyer and subbing out Gould. Moose Jaw serve, Morgan Waller. Serve from Waller. High throw and high impact. Here it comes. Played by Schlickmeyer. And sent over the net by Salmon. Salmon buries off the tip. And 16-19, JCVC gets served back. Christina Oraz to serve. 16 serving 19, sends it over. Played at the back by Brisebois, sent over by Folk. Folk finds some vacant court and buries. Moose Jaw wins the race to 20 for now. And once again, Moose Jaw Element up by 4 as they've been consistently able to do so far this game. What's been the difference thus far from your perspective?
That was a good line shot by number 15. They're picking on JCVC's zone 1, and they're not quite picking up on it. So, yeah, they've got some momentum over there, Moose Jaw, and JCVC has to find some way to respond.
Helen serves, hit over by Salmon. Folk tries to make a play on that ball, but it came in fast and high. Nothing she could do with it. And 17-20. JCVC trails. Serving for the hometown JCVC here in Saskatoon will be Sierra Leonard, down by 3. U girls. Ferreton, the libero for Moose Jaw, plays it. And good swing as they set up Leanne Brisebois. Good recovery by JCVC at the net and buried by Sydney Salmon. 20-18. Off the block and Moose Jaw unable to recover. Sierra Leonard back to serve. Her team trailing by 2. Leonard just over the net, played by Teixeira. Helland, and pushed over by Folk. Now JCVC. That'll be tipped over the net by Schlickmeyer. Far side Folk, block, recovers, and then just shoves it to the back of the court. And pushed over by Bozer. 3 hits now for Moose Jaw. Folk pushes it to the back again. Setting up Johnston for the back row hit. Loose ball at the net, recovered by Teixeira. And now Folk pushes it right into JCVC territory. Sent over the net by Leonard. And they set up Folk again. Whistle blows. Point is going to go JCVC on the carry there. 19-20. Good rally.
Yeah, that was really good. JCVC's been has a little bit of an offense going here now, so see if they can take advantage.
JCVC feeling it now, as you mentioned. Sierra Leonard to serve. 19 serving 20. Harrison. Played by Helland. And hit over the net by Brisebois. JCVC sent to the back of the court by Salmon. Harrison reached for that ball off the forearm, out of bounds. 20-20 the score. Moose Jaw Element's going to use a timeout with momentum now on the side of JCVC after Moose Jaw's really had the lead for much of this first set.
Yeah, Moose Jaw's probably talking about their defense right now, so JCVC's getting quite a few attacks, and Moose Jaw's probably going to maybe key up on their outside hitters getting 95% of their balls.
On the flip side of things, we see Paul Mitchelson talking to his team for JCVC. JCVC starting to get a few points their side, starting to get a few bounces, some luck, some momentum, however you want to describe it. 20-20 the score. Joe Gunnis' team has led most of this first set. Moose Jaw Element Panthers want that lead back. Sierra Leonard now to serve. Leonard drills that to the back, played by Harrison. Ferriton, and sent over by Teixeira. Now JCVC, Johnston. Leonard, and setting up Bozer. Moose Jaw recovers, pushed over by Teixeira. Hit over the net. Ferriton goes after it. Bumped out of bounds. Miscommunication by Moose Jaw. 21-20 now in favor of JCVC. Set to serve Christina Araz. Or pardon me, that's Sierra Leonard. Leonard on a bit of a roll here. And she's had a few consecutive serves. Sends it over. Harrison bumps that over the net, sent right back to Moose Jaw's court, and sent over the net by Brisebois. However, sent right back into Moose Jaw territory by JCVC, and they didn't have an answer as that ball was sent right back in their grill. Leonard will serve again, 22-20. Personnel change for Moose Jaw. Harrison's going to sub out here. And coming into play for the Element is Taylor Dirksen, wearing number 11. Leonard drills that into the net, and not the way Moose Jaw wanted to break up the serve, I'm sure, but they'll take it. And serving now is Anna Folk with her team down by 1.
Yeah, that's a bummer. They had a bit of a run going.
Anna Folk drills that over. Johnson. And they're going to set up on the far side Sydney Salmon. Double hit called by JCVC, 22-22. Harrison will check back in. Dirksen will check back out. Ball comes in. JCVC setting up Bozer. And attempted dig there by Element. Couldn't come up with the ball. 23-22 JCVC. A seesaw first set here. That's Sydney Salmon who will serve. Played by Folk. Setting up Harrison. Harrison, good eye. Finds some vacant court. Inbounds, 23-23. Great heads-up play.
Oh, yeah, that's always a good spot to pick on in zone 4.
Tara Teixeira to serve. Teixeira. Serve clears the net. Reese Johnson. They're going to set her up for the hit. Diving for it is Teixeira. Working hard to lay it on the line, and JCVC potentially a point away from taking the first set, 24-23, with Rochelle Schlickmeyer serving. Schlickmeyer the serve. Brisebois. Helland. Brisebois sends it to the back of the court. That's tipped back. 24-24. 25 points will not be enough here. As Brisebois back to serve. Leanne Brisebois, lefty. That's off of Schlickmeyer, but eventually sent over by JCVC. Too far. 25-24. Game in the hands of Leanne Brisebois and Moose Jaw now. And a timeout called by Paul Mitchelson, with the game potentially on the line. You're the coach of JCVC. What's this conversation like?
Oh boy, get the ball back. Need the ball back right away. Yeah, tight first set. They were attacking pretty strong, I think, the entire set. So JCVC just has to. They just attacked that last one strong. It just went out. So keep playing aggressive, but focus on the little things and do the little things right.
And on the flip side of things, Joe Gunnis and Sean Gray talking to their team. And I'm sure the message over there would be something along the line of stay relaxed, or would it be something like that? You've been in this situation both as a player and a coach. What's that situation?
Oh, yeah. Serve it in. Let's just serve the ball in here and stay playing like we're playing. So it's tight. Just maybe keep some focus. So.
Well, serve it in. We'll see if Leanne Brisebois follows your marching orders. 25-24. Brisebois does so. Played by JCVC. Set by Leonard. And sent into the net, and that'll do it. A first set victory for the Moose Jaw Element Panthers. Panthers, I'm sure, happy to win that first set, but they seem to be keeping a level head and their emotions in check. What do they have to do to keep the success going for them?
Oh, definitely. I think they just have to make sure that they're prepared for playing some defense against JCVC. JCVC's got some strong attackers, but yeah, just to be ready to play some D and getting those serves in.
26-24, Moose Jaw Element Panthers take set 1. Set number 2, a 26-24 win for the Moose Jaw Element Panthers, who are in the forefront of your screen. Black jerseys with the white trim, taking on JCVC out of Saskatoon. Far court, black jerseys with the red trim. Race to 25, second set. Moose Jaw will serve. Jenna Helland. Both teams going with the same lineup that they did in that first set. Ryan Schweitzer along with Britt Marshall bringing you the action here. Set number 2, Division 2 girls final here. And Moose Jaw to a quick lead here. Helen serve, no response from the other side. And 1-0 lead for Moose Jaw. Helen to serve again. Helen heaves that ball over the net. Punched over by JCVC Sierra Leonard. And now they're going to set up Anna Folk. Folk pushes that over the net. Salmon, first pass, and sent over the net by Reese Johnston. Now Teixeira in the middle. Played by JCVC's Livero Eichhorn. And Teixeira sends that to the back of the court. Salmon sends that over. That's off of Harrison and out of bounds. 1-1 JCVC getting the serve back. Good rally to start this second set off here as Sierra Leonard gets set to serve.
Yeah, I was just going to say it's be nice to see some rallies in this match. Yeah, get things going a bit.
The initial set jitters out of the way, and maybe we will see a little bit more back and forth action. Sent over the net by Moose Jaw's Leanne Brisebois. Now Salmon punches that over. That's off of Harrison. And it's going to be a quick 2-1 lead for JCVC, as they trail 1-0 here in this gold medal final. Sierra Leonard to serve again. Leonard got her share of serves in the first set, as the Moose Jaw squad had some trouble returning her. That time Harrison to the Moose Jaw setter Helland, and Folk sent it over, and Teixeira with a heads-up play at the net to send it right back into JCVC's court. Back and forth we go, 2-2 the score. Anna Folk to serve. Folk riding the razor's edge on those serves. Pushed to the back by the setter Jenna Helland. Out of bounds. Good heads-up play by Helen there to push that to the back of the court rather than set it up for a hit. 3-2 lead for Moose Jaw.
Yeah, Moose Jaw's playing pretty aggressive right now, so I'd like to see that. Yeah.
Anna Folk. Again, just over the tape. And Gould set up nicely by Sierra Leonard, and Jessie Gould makes no mistake. 3-3 the score. We'll see if that hit fires up her team.
It was a good connection by that setter in their middle.
Serving now, Sydney Salmon. Played by Folk. Harrison into the net. And a 4-3 lead for JCVC. Sydney Salmon with a second serve. Played by Folk. Over to Harrison. Good job by Helen to set up Harrison. 4-4 the score. Tara Teixeira now to serve. Teixeira drills that over the net. Played by Salmon. Nobody able to get to it for that second hit. Teixeira helps her team to a 5-4 lead. Teixeira just sends that over the net. Good play by Araz to dig that out, and sent over by Reese Johnston. 3 hits coming for Moose Jaw. Harrison off the block, recovered, and sent over to the back by, played by Folk. And Waller tried to set up Harrison, but just pushed that set a little bit too far. 5-5 the score. JCVC gets the ball back as Jessie Gould was on her way to serve. She'll be subbed out. And in for Gould is Rochelle Schlickmeyer. Schlickmeyer off the bench and into the service area. 5-5 the score. Folk. Helland. Waller. Played at the back by Schlickmeyer. And now they set up Johnson. Blocked at the net. Good job by Brisebois to block that. At the net, dug out by Waller. And pushed over. Was heading out of bounds, but played by JCVC. And now that's sent back over by the Saskatoon squad. Helland. Harrison off the block, out of bounds. Point, Moose Jaw, 6-5.
Moose Jaw's got some aggressive swings going here, so that's helping him a lot.
Moose Jaw to serve, Leanne Brisebois. Brisebois, lefty, pounds that to the back of the court, out of bounds. Quick substitution here. As exiting is Rebecca Sawatsky. Coming in to serve is McKenna Bozer. 6-6 the score. Moose Jaw with a 1-0 set lead here in the second set. Diving play there by Brisebois. Set by Helen. Morgan Waller pounds that over the net. Hit hard by Reese Johnson. Through Anna Folk. And a 7-6 lead for JCVC. Another serve for McKenna Bozer. Bozer sends that over, dug by Harrison, punched over the net by Helland. Now sent over the net, whistle blown. Referee didn't like some contact on one of the hits on the JCVC side. 7-7 the score. Harrison sends that over the net. Sent back by JCVC. Harrison. Helland. Waller off the block. Diving for it is Bozer. And racing after that, but unable to get to it, is Salmon. Well-earned point from Moose Jaw after a good serve.
It's good hustle by JCVC.
There's two teams in this gold medal final giving it their all as Haley Harrison to serve. Harrison pounds that over. Handcuffing Salmon a little bit. A couple of good serves from Harrison.
Yeah, that was a tough one. She couldn't decide if she wanted to take it underhand or overhand.
Another high-velocity serve from Harrison. And a good job of playing that. Well, not so much as contact from Schlickmeyer. Not to the referee's liking. And it'll be 10-7. Haley Harrison on a bit of a roll here. Substitution made. Salmon comes out. Harrison booms another serve. That time played by Schlickmeyer. Waller at the net, blocks, passes, and pushed to the back by Helland. JCVC, third hit, sends it to Folk. And now Folk set up just over the line, far side. And it'll be 8 serving 10. JCVC's Reese Johnson to serve.
I like how aggressive Moose Jaw is still playing, so we'll see if JCVC can respond.
Reese Johnston sends that over the net, played by Brisebois. Helland and Folk. Double hit called on the set there. And 9 serving 10. Sent over, just off the tape and over. Good job by Moose Jaw to recover. Folk sends that to the back, hit by Schlickmeyer. They set up 3 hits and pushed over by Christina Araz. And point JCVC, another serve by Reese Johnson. Johnson, Brisebois, Helland, Waller. And 4 hits there as Waller didn't clear the net with it. And Joe Gunnis is going to call a timeout and try and rally his troops.
Yeah, I think it's still a tight game. JCVC's got their serve and serve receive under control, so they're coming back. Yeah, would love to see some more aggression from JCVC to get a lead. Moose Jaw's been aggressive the entire match, and yeah, so.
Moose Jaw Element Panthers in their timeout. Head coach Joe Gunnis on the right, assistant coach Sean Gray on the left, looks to be leading the conversation here. See JCVC and Paul Mitchelson, his team with a 1-point lead. So 11-10, Moose Jaw with a 1-0 lead here. Reese Johnston to serve. Johnston sends it in, played by Brisebois. Play at the net, and oh man.
Good try.
Christina Araz, her eyes lit right up, but just couldn't get the swing she wanted on that ball.
Yeah, no blockers. That's when you want to go up strong, and yeah, just couldn't get it done.
Morgan Waller to serve, 11-11. Waller sends that over. Played by Bozer. Now Teixeira. Off the block. And buried by Anna Folk. And it's a 12-11 lead for the Moose Jaw Element Panthers. Morgan Waller to serve again. Waller puts some heat on that serve, but drills it into the net. And 12-12 the score now. Christina Araz serving JCVC. Played by Harrison. Ferriton. And sent over by Folk. Moose Jaw, Teixeira battling at the net for it. Players go up. Teixeira and company on the net. Point JCVC. Another serve coming up for Araz.
Yeah, that's a tough call. I don't know who was in the net there.
I think everyone, and it was just pick a side for the referee. Araz sends that over. Serve was coming in hot, and 14-12, JCVC with a 2-point lead. Moose Jaw winning the first set, JCVC trying to force a third set race to 50, and they lead at 14-12. Christina Araz serves. Harrison. Helland, and sent over by Teixeira. Off the block, good hit by JCVC's Callie Stewart. And JCVC gets the hard-earned point, 15-12. Christina Araz, played by Folk. Helland, Teixeira. Teixeira just gets underneath that, sends it too far. And JCVC able to string together a few points here. 16-12 they lead it in the second set. Haley Harrison decides to take, and it's a good take. Moose Jaw gets the ball back here. Jenna Helen to serve for the Element Panthers. Played at the back by Araz. Third hit and sent over the net by Callie Stewart. Folk. Helen back to Folk. Folk pushes it back where Araz sets it. And now Stewart sends it over. Helen, Teixeira, and the libero Ferriton pushes it to the back of the court. Now sent over where Harrison has it. Helen at the net, palms it, and Teixeira just sends it over the tape. Blocked at the net by Anna Folk. And now Moose Jaw serving 14-16. Jenna Helland. Helland pushes that to the back, played by Bozer. Sent back by Johnston and sent over the net by Schlickmeyer. Harrison, Helland, Folk. Just at the side of the court off the antenna area. 17-14 JCVC.
JCVC looks like they've got a bit of an offense going now, which is good. Tough break for Moose Jaw on that last one.
Sierra Leonard to serve. Played by Ferriton. Helland. And Brisebois, the lefty. It's a hit that a right-handed hitter may have had trouble with, but the lefty was able to get it done.
Lefty got it done, yeah. Kill for the lefty.
Serving now, Anna Folk. Folk sends it over, played by Araz. Quick set. Sent to the back of the court and out by Schlickmeyer. And 16 serving 17 with Anna Folk set to serve. Substitution as Jessie Gould is going to come in. Gould for Schlickmeyer. Folk, booming serve, and Folk likes to ride the razor's edge with that ball often just getting over the tape, but that time not clearing the net. 18-16 JCVC, Callie Stewart to serve. Stewart sends it over to Folk. Helland to Shara. Gould was there with the block. And it's 19-16 JCVC. JCVC with that 3-point lead. Stewart into the net. That serve notwithstanding, JCVC seems to have a certain confidence that maybe isn't matched on the other side right now by Moose Jaw.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
To Shara to serve. Played by Stewart. Backside, Bozer. Diving stab by Teixeira. And it's a 2017 lead for JCVC. Jesse Gould to serve. Harrison. Helland. And the libero Ferriton pushes it to the back of the court, played by Stewart. And setting up by Roz to quickly bump that over. Now Waller hit through traffic and finds some vacant court. And we'll see if that fires up Moose Jaw as substitutions are made. Coming in to serve is Leah Earl with her team down by 2, 18 serving 20. Leah Earl into the net. Tough break for Moose Jaw.
Tough break for Moose Jaw after that big swing by 7.
Now it's McKenna Bozer. Bozer sends that in. Ferriton plays it. Harrison recovers and sent over. Blocked. Good net play by Roz. And Ferriton sends it out after a good play at the back of the court by Anna Folk. Blocked by Waller. JCVC recovers. Now Helland setting up Harrison. And unable to hustle through the score table is Callie Stewart. Some good action. 19-21. Moose Jaw Element Panthers trying to claw back into this one. Just sent over the net by Harrison. Got to be good to be lucky.
It's a good fight by Moose Jaw right now.
Timeout called by JCVC with the score 21-20, favoring JCVC in the far court in the red jerseys. JCVC with the lead. Paul Mitchelson calling a timeout, trying to keep it that way. (21-20) the score. Moose Jaw hurrying back out on the court. Haley Harrison to serve. Harrison gets play going. Eichhorn the libero, setting up a Roz. Helen setting up Waller. Waller tips out of bounds. 22-20. JCVC after that timeout getting served back. They're 3 points away from forcing a third set. JCVC is. Moose Jaw, of course, with other plans as Reese Johnston is set to serve. Johnston, good serve as that ball lands in no man's land.
Yeah, they got to come up with something here or they're going to go to a third set.
23-20. Coming into play for Moose Jaw's Taylor Dirksen as Haley Harrison is subbed out. Reese Johnston off the side of the hand. Setting up Waller. Pushes it to the back of the court and out of bounds. JCVC a point away from forcing a third set. Johnston off of Folk, and that'll do it. A third set will be necessary for Div 2 Gold. After that first set, what adjustments did you see JCVC make to force this third set?
Oh, I think they maybe adjusted their offense a little bit more and got a little bit more aggressive than they were in the first set.
A third set race to 15 will be necessary. JCVC taking set 2, 25-20. Third set race to 15 is necessary. Jenna Helen set to serve for the Moose Jaw Element Panthers, who took the first set. JCVC winning set number 2. Here we go for all the marbles. Helen gets that served over, played by Reese Johnston. Setting up Salmon, played by Folk, and point to Moose Jaw. A quick 1-0 lead for Jenna Helen and the Moose Jaw Element Panthers. Helen gets that over. Johnston setting up Salmon. Salmon off the net. Good hit by Sydney Salmon. 1-1 the score this third set. What do you think the difference is going to be? It's Ryan Schweitzer along with Britt Marshall.
Oh boy, I think it's who's going to be more aggressive at the net. Who's going to take this one.
Sierra Leonard to serve. 1-1 in set 3. Played by Madison Jordison, checking into set number 3 for Moose Jaw. And ball travels out of bounds after the hit from Moose Jaw's side. And they'll serve now with the score 2-1 in favor of Moose Jaw in the near court. Black jerseys with the white trim taking on JCVC, black and red trim. Anna Folk sends it to the backwards, played by Johnston. Hitting that over the net for JCVC is Sawatsky. And point going to JCVC, 2-2 the score. Sydney Salmon to serve. Salmon sends that ball over. Moose Jaw. Helland setting up Harrison. Harrison through the block and inbounds. 3-2 on a punishing hit from Harrison.
Yeah, we're going to get a little bit of a battle at the net. I'm thinking it's going to be whoever's more aggressive at the net.
Tara Teixeira serving. Salmon setting up Sawatsky. Sawatsky through Jordison, through everybody as the ball sails out the back of the court. 3-3 the score in this back and forth affair. Jessie Gould to serve. Not quite, as she will head out. And coming in will be Rochelle Schlickmeyer. Schlickmeyer, Jordison, and Jordison out of bounds on the other side. 4-3. Another serve for Rochelle Schlickmeyer. Folk, Helland, Waller. And looked like one of the JCVC players was on the line or had a foot over the white line. In any event, Moose Jaw serves, score 4-4.
Yeah. Somebody was in the net there, I believe.
Madison Jordison to serve, and coaching staff wanting some explanation as Captain Reese Johnson deployed to talk to the official. Paul Mitchelson wanting to know what's what as he deploys his captain over to have a chat with the official. Score is 4-4, Madison Jordison serving. Jordison sending that ball out of bounds. 5-4. McKenna Bozer coming in to play for JCVC, exiting temporarily is Rebecca Sawatsky. Paul Mitchelson bringing Bozer in to serve. 5-4 lead for JCVC in the far court. Jordison, Helland, and Waller will send that over. Salmon, quick set there for Araz. She sends it over. And pushed over by Folk. Bozer, Leonard, hit over by Johnston. And now pushed back over by Folk. Leonard, quick set. And buried by Christina Araz, 6-4. That looks to have fired up JCVC now, who enjoy a 2-point lead with McKenna Bozer serving again. Jordison, sent over by Folk. Araz. Leonard, tipped over by Araz, and Araz finding some vacant court on, I think she was thinking to put a bit more of a swing on that, but it all ended up working out for JCVC.
Yeah, maybe a little late on her approach, had to retry and just scored the point.
7-4 lead in this race to 15 in favor of JCVC in the far court. Moose Jaw Element Panthers calling a timeout. There's the JCVC team. And Moose Jaw's head coach Joe Gunnis. Judging by his body language, I'd say that he's preaching some fundamentals in the huddle there.
Swing. 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 Swing some more.
Moose Jaw Element Panthers took the first set. JCVC roaring back in the second set. (7-4) the score. McKenna Bozer to serve for JCVC. Bozer. Just out of bounds. Didn't miss by much. And Paul Mitchelson's going to get a yellow card here if he's not careful. The coach of JCVC vehemently disagreeing with that call. Asking his captain, Reese Johnson, to appeal that, and a yellow card has been assessed to JCVC. Harrison serves. Good take there at the back of the court by Rochelle Schlickmeyer. Ball travels out of bounds. And with that being the 8th point, we will mosey on over and switch up courts here. Your thoughts on the first half of this third set?
Oh, yeah, I think JCVC's come out pretty strong right now. I think they're looking to take it. Had some really strong hits by that middle number 10, and yeah, Moose Jaw just needs to respond on offense somehow.
Christina Araz up the middle for JCVC, as you mentioned. Strong game thus far. She seems to be getting better the deeper we get into this gold medal final. Reese Johnston to serve. 8 serving 5. Boom. Just, not quite.
Tighten the net a little bit more for that one to roll over.
Must have felt like that ball sat there for an eternity for Reese Johnston.
I've seen that sit there for that long before.
Now Morgan Waller sends it to Bozer. Set up and sent over the net. Sydney Salmon, but carry called by JCVC. And another serve for Morgan Waller. And it's 7 serving 8 here, set number 3. Waller booms that ball over. JCVC eventually gets it to Araz, who hits it over. Helland to Shara. Bozer. Leonard. Araz. Now Waller with it. Helland setting up Folk. That's played by Schlickmeyer. Leonard, and sent over the net by Johnston. Jordison battling at the net are both teams. It lands on Moose Jaw's side. JCVC gets the point. 9 serving 7 as things heat up.
Yeah, 10's doing a really great job on JCVC to hold their own at the net there.
Christina Araz serving now. Sends that ball over, played by Folk. Helland, and Folk will tip that ball over. Leonard setting up Schlickmeyer. Now Folk sends it into the net, and it's a 10-7 lead, JCVC. Christina Araz continuing to pay the bills for her team with some strong play at the net and working the serve. Harrison, Helland, Teixeira, Araz, and point is going Moose Jaw's way.
Somebody was in the net, maybe?
Moose Jaw player. Yeah. Looked like they were in the net, as subbing out is going to be Jesse Gould. Or subbing in, rather, is Gould. Heading out is Rochelle Schlickmeyer. Jenna Helland to serve for Moose Jaw. Personnel change for Moose Jaw. Jordison out, and Leanne Brisebois checks in. 8 serving 10, third set. First to 15. Jenna Helland sends that over. Gould with the hit for JCVC. Now Teixeira battling with Gould at the net. Recovered by Leonard. Gould pushes it to the back where it's played by Harrison. And they're going to set up Teixeira. Teixeira. 4 hits called or a carry rather, called on Teixeira. And 11-8 with Sierra Leonard to serve now for Moose Jaw, or for JCVC rather. Sierra Leonard into the net. 9 serving 11 with Anna Folk serving. Folk sends it over. Played by Johnston. Leonard setting up Gould. Hit by Waller. Now Helland. Harrison finds an open spot on the court. Point, Moose Jaw. Good heads-up play by Harrison.
Yeah, definitely. Good little offense going over there.
Now Anna Folk to serve. 10 serving 11 in this third set. Played by Johnston. Leonard. Araz. Point, Moose Jaw. Double hit. Timeout called by Paul Mitchelson. With Moose Jaw roaring back into this one, it's 11-11. We'll put you in the role of JCVC coach right now with this point in the game, score being what it is. What are you saying in that huddle?
Well, I think they might be a little frustrated with some of these calls that are coming their way, but I don't know. You got to find a way. Now it's a game to 4, so just play a little mini game to 4, and you got to forget the past and kind of live in the present. So right now they need to take some opportunities to get an offense going and score. They've got a few more points to get. So
16U girls Division II final here at the Hank Rise Soccer Center in Saskatoon. Original day for this game was April 30th. A series of tournaments throughout the month of April brought to you by Conexus here in Saskatoon. Teams from all over the province traveling to play here. All 4 corners of the province represented in this tournament, and it is the teams from Moose Jaw and Saskatoon in this Division II final. Anna Folk, who's played every minute of this final. Every point she's been out there. (11-11). And Folk sends the ball a bit too far. 12-11 lead. And Folk, who had played every minute, will be subbed out. Coming back in for Moose Jaw is Taylor Dirksen. Sydney Salmon serving for Saskatoon. Sent to the back, played by Waller. Helland, and pushed over by Teixeira. Leonard. And near side, Johnston. 13-11, JCVC, 2 points away. And now it'll be Joe Gunnis who uses a timeout to collect his troops. Down by 2, 13-11 score. Put you in the role of Moose Jaw's coach now.
Well, I mean they've played pretty calmly. I think they, again, like the aggression and the passion. Does it come out here? Does it come out now? And now's crunch time. So
final set 3, 13-11. You see the Moose Jaw Element Panthers in your screen right now. Their opposition, JCVC out of Saskatoon, leading this one by 2 and 2 points away. Two teams take the court. JCVC 2 points away. Sydney Salmon. Salmon, played by Harrison. Helland. Harrison punches it over. Johnston. Leonard. Gould. Off to Shara's block. Recovered by Moose Jaw. Waller. Through Salmon. No play possible for JCVC as they go into a corner of the court. And it's 13-12 with Tara Teixeira to serve for Moose Jaw. Teixeira, 14-12, and now JCVC 1 point away from a Div 2 gold medal. Jesse Gould. The libero Ferriton plays it. Tipped by Araz. Ball's back over. Referee is going to just blow this play dead and reserve things. JCVC wanting an explanation as they're but a point away from winning here. And will potentially do championship point again with Gould serving. 14-12. Jesse Gould. Ferriton. Harrison recovers, and Waller helps it over the net. Salmon. Johnston. Ferriton. Helland. And Harrison sends it over. Reese Johnston. Setting up a rise. Right down the middle. And Christina Araz helps JCVC to championship gold. A big 15-12 win, third set.
I think number 10 deserves some credit there. I think she really brought her team out on top for sure. She had some great swings in the middle of the court.
Paul Mitchelson and his team, they battled through some adversity. Took them 3 sets to do it, but JCVC 16U girls, Division II gold medalists.